Hey everybody, this is Dave Cooper and we are in Soho, London, and standing with me is the one, the only, Steve Baker. Steve, thanks for joining us today.
Of course, you're very welcome.
Yeah. So Steve, tell everybody out there who Steve Baker is, what do you do, and your background.
Well, I was a Member of Parliament for 14 years, representing Wickham, a place that's very expensive to live, nearby to London, about 20 minutes by train, 25 minutes outside London. And I was also a government minister in 3 different departments. So I'm really conscious we need to do a lot of work on housing.
Walk us through housing, government, the consumer that's out there. What are some of the biggest challenges you see we are facing from a government's perspective?
The biggest challenge, bar none, is availability and affordability. So the promise of building a large number of affordable homes for people should be transformational. You know, in Wickham, where we're constrained by beautiful countryside, you can see a big problem is you just can't get the volume in. But elsewhere in the country, you know, there's really not been any excuse other than the public resisting building. So we need to build in a way that the public can consent to, and that perhaps means smaller sites, more beautiful homes, but crucially homes that people can afford. 14 years ago, I could talk to young people about freedom in the abstract and they were interested. These days, until you've talked about housing, no one's interested really in anything else in politics.
Sure. How does politics and the construction industry come together to come up with the solutions that do make sense for the consumer?
Well, we've got to make sure that the planning system in the UK is reformed. I mean, that's now a Labour government's problem. But what typically happens is that housing developments are forced on a reluctant public. They then complain. Before you know it, the councillors and members of the Parliament are up in arms. The single biggest thing we could all do is find ways to build which can enjoy public consent. So smaller developments, more beautiful developments, and going with a grain of public concerns in an area. But really politicians have got to work out how to have a better planning system.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's global, you know, around the world we have that happening.
Well, I think we need a market-based approach. Right. I've led a debate on this in Parliament, and the public, you know what, the public actually liked it. Instead of forcing costs on people who already live in a place, we need to allow them to share in the benefits. But that's another story for another day. But you know, they're called externalities, costs imposed on people. And of course, if you impose costs on someone, particularly in relation to their greatest asset, their home, because nothing's more important than your home apart from your family. Right? So if you impose costs, of course people will complain. So we need to find ways for another day, for another time, to enable people to share in the benefits of house building.
Sure. Well, we're here at Homeaddict's launch, right, which is, I believe, why you're here as well. And it is all about sustainability, affordability, tax credit. How do we use the carbon credits to lower the cost of housing out there? What's your thoughts on this?
This is an astonishingly exciting project. It's so exciting. The prospect of people being able to configure the home that they want online, qualify for a finance package or for rental, and to then have that home factory built, assembled on site, and it's the home they wanted, looking the way they expected it to look, having the rooms and whatever configured the way they wanted it, and crucially with the sustainability features that they wanted, so that they can share in the benefits of choosing sustainability. It's an incredible proposition. It's long overdue. It's enabled by technology, and I'm just genuinely excited this could transform homemaking for people.
Yeah, and this is awesome because having government here and having people that have been in the government that know how the system works between the consumer, the manufacturers, you know, and obviously the tax and credits and all those things, I couldn't think of a better marriage. Thanks for coming and joining us.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, there you have it. Steve Baker himself, Soho, London. I'm Dave Cooper. Thanks for watching.